second part of our quotations, and we will now talking about the fifth and sixth quotations, and we will talk about of being bold. For the first quotation, it will be, you don't lead by pointing and telling people some place to go. You lead by going to that place and making a case.
My understanding about this is leaders always need to set up example. Okay, you need to walk your talk. Okay, it's not something that you tell others people to do, but it will be something that you demonstrate, that kind of the spirit, that kind of the passion, so your followers, they can follow you. Yeah. So what do you think this is extremely hard for some leaders?
Yeah, because to be a good leader, we sometimes need to go down, to go down to the leadership. We need to go down with them, because being bold in the face, it's uncertainly, we will know their situation. Because when we're on the top, we don't know what's happening below. So we need to go down and lead them, guide them to that place. We should observe them and how we can help them to improve their leadership style.
Yes. So sometimes I think this is also remind me, because sometimes if I'm too busy, I always just very task oriented, and if I did not make time to slow down and to listen to the feedback, listen to some discussions, from my students or from my team members, I won't be able to know if everyone is on the right track.
If you're on the same page.
Yeah, on the same page. So make sure, being a leader, I think it's very important, is you need to slow down a little bit, and then not only to reflect whatever you have done, but also give them kind of the chance to connect with the followers. So everyone have the chance to reflect how we're doing, if we already meet the objective that we set, and are we the building a good relationship, and to the same directions. Yeah.
So this good quotation is from Ken Kesey. So Kenneth Elton Kesey was an American author based on one of his novel called One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest in 1962. And he was a good leader, and he was too young in that time in creating that book.
Okay.
So for the next quotation, we have a deep quotation for this next one, because it's kind of deep and more interesting. So for the sixth part, a man who wants to lead the orchestra must turn his back on the crowd. So
that's so deep.
Yeah.
I think the leader as a conductor, he always facing the members, the orchestra. Sometimes the members, the staff, the numbers maybe more than like 20 or maybe 30. I even see a very national orchestra, more than 100 people. And if you just only focus on your production, and then you won't have the chance to listen to the audience, and you not have the kind of awareness. What is your weakness? What is your blind spot? How you going to make the better performance, based on the suggestion or advice provided by the audience. Yeah. So I think it's good, that we can have a good friends, and somebody is willing to tell you, to give you the suggestion how you're going to better improve yourself. Yeah.
Because being a leader, you need to listen to the feedback of the other people to you. So you can improve your leadership style. So from the first two goals that we've discussed, we've seen that you should give your team or the people to courage and motivate them to give striving when the situation gets not so easy.
Yes.
We should motivate them,
yes.
give them power, encourage them.
Yes.
So that's one of the best leadership styles, to encourage your team member to do more.
Yeah. Now, I really appreciate you. You know, if something that I can improve for my class, something I can really to help my students, you know, become the better learners, and in fact, you know, enhance their better leadership, I will do it. Okay? So thank you so much.
Yes.
We are the partners, right?
Yes.
So student and the teacher should be learning
Together.
partners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Partners. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So that quotation was from Max Lucado. It is a best-selling Christian author and writer of The Preacher at Oak Hills Church in San Antonio, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So he was born in January 11, 1955. So that's why he gave that very nice quotation. Because his father was an oil field worker while his mother served as a nurse. Yeah, so what a touching story. So it's one of the best quotes I've ever heard, that a man who wants to lead the orchestra must turn his back to the crowd.
Yeah.
It's like having a feedback with the other people.
I remember a true story about a football game.
Football.
Yeah, the football of the players, they focus on their performance in the football court. Okay, no matter if the audience shout this, yell them through the tomato and through the eggs, you know, and they do some crazy action. They don't care because they know the videotaping. Okay, they've been monitored by their coach very carefully. You know, if they do what you know, their performance, the part they do the good thing, the good or the bad part, the mistake that they made. Second morning, the coach will call for a meeting and then gather all the players. Okay, and there will be the debriefing and the reflection meeting. Not why should you do this? Okay, Yvonne, why you didn't follow you know, the coach will have very serious the comments in terms of the mistake that you made. Yeah. So that's why the football player, they don't care. They don't care what others people they think. They know second morning they're going to be judged by whom? Their coach. So that's why I think that being a student, you need to be very careful to have an open-minded, and if you want to grow, you need to receive the constructive, the criticism, you know, from your leaders, from your teachers,
from your seniors.
Yeah, and make sure the team effort, not only your individual glory, okay, not only about your individual credits. I think that is the best part for us to learn the leadership. That is something that we need to grow. Okay.
So for the next part of our video, we'll be talking about the being humble. For this quote, no one will make a great leader who wants to do it all himself, or to get all the credit for doing it. It is it's like he wants to do it by himself and get the credit.
Yes. Well, so that's what I meant. You know, sometimes it's not about me. It's about us. It's about us. So that's why I think the leaders, the most important thing is to nurture the relationship. So that's why that we can work it as a team, because nobody can do the one thing. Maybe we are good in doing one or two things, but we are not perfect and we can do everything, you know, and together we can achieve more, you know, and so give each members the credit they deserve. So that is also a very important strategy to recognize our followers and to help them to be inspired, you know, with the recognition strategies.
Yeah. And this quote was from Mr. Andrew Carnegie. So it was a Scottish American industrialist who led the enormous expansion of the American steel industry in the late 19th century. So he made a big impact in the steel industry.
Mhm.
So he was also the high-profile philanthropist of his era. What a good career path also. This was a jam-packed quotes written by a good authors.
Mhm. I think Carnegie is a very famous the educational leaders. Even though that he was industrial, the business leader, but I think the foundation that he is established, and then some program that through his program assistant, still very influential to the learners nowadays. Yeah.
Made a great impact.
Make a great impact indeed. Okay, and I think this will be good for our part 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we hope that our viewers learn how to be humble
Mm.
and how to be bold as a great leader or something.
Yeah. Even that I'm been teaching about 36 years, still every day is new to me. Yeah, and I always learn from my students. And sometimes I just feel so regretful. How can if I learned this thing, earlier, then probably I can make my students, they can become more effective leaders earlier. So every day is a learn days, and then it's so wonderful that when we feel young, and when we want to feel young, I think the most important is just keeping alive by active learning every day.
Yeah. And as a leaders, we cannot avoid to make some problems and mistakes.
Yes.
So let's just be open to recognizing our own fault, so we can grow as a leader and a human being.
Yes. Yes.
So that's it for today, and see you for the next part of our quotations.
Okay. Bye.